Well, now for some good news. Students from diverse backgrounds are stepping into the limelight to recite poetry verses with passion and precision. The Poetry Out Loud program not only fosters a love for literature, but also hones public speaking skills and serves as a springboard for creative pursuits beyond high school. Take a look.
7 years. Childless marriage past. A son. A son is born at last, so exactly limbed and fair, full of good spirits, mean in air as a long life promised, yet in less than 6 weeks, dead.
Grisham Locke, as a Ruston High senior performing in front of a national audience in Washington, D.C., as the 2024 Louisiana Poetry Out Loud champion.
And so it's a roller coaster of emotions, but a lot of high notes. Even though I'm sharing like gritty, real, raw emotion, it's that catharsis is really nice. And so it's joy the whole time.
Were you into poetry before participation?
Not any more than like what I got to read in high school English, but after this competition and like starting this competition, now I'm really into it and how it relates to art and the rest of the world, how poetry has changed throughout history, what poetry looks like now, different styles and stuff like that.
Grisham is parlaying his poetry performances into college success. He's headed to Texas State University to study musical theater.
Poetry Out Loud has made me unafraid to face emotions on stage, and so I'm bringing with me an excitement to be raw and real in whatever characters I'm portraying.
Rise and fall, precise execution as we moved into the next song without stopping. Two chests heaving above a 7-league stride.
Dejanay Richardson, a two-time Louisiana State Poetry Out Loud champion, says her lyrical experience and exposure to poetry informs and inspires her singing career.
Poetry Out Loud definitely helped me gain confidence when it came to being on stage in front of a lot of different people. Also, when I had to learn the poems, I would have to learn them and then recite them with inflection and with emotion. So now when I get up to perform and sing in front of people, I can sing with emotion. I can touch the audience, not only with my words. Poetry Out Loud definitely steered me in the direction to perform in front of others.
Poetry Out Loud invites high school students in grades 9 through 12 to memorize and recite a poem of their choice in competitions at the state and national levels.
We are in our 20th year, and the program was started by the National Endowment for the Arts and the Poetry Foundation. And it was designed for English teachers to implement in their classrooms to find another interesting way of bringing poetry to students. And it is accompanied by curriculum, guidelines, and other resources to help teachers and other adults who are bringing poetry to students to really find the interesting parts of poetry to connect with.
Each state winner receives an all-expense-paid trip to Washington, D.C. to compete at the national finals. Grisham chose the poem Epitaph to perform.
I was drawn to poetry that spoke to ways that the poets were dissatisfied about something. I really find there's a lot of beautiful art in what we want to change about the world. There's lots of great art about beauty and love and satisfaction, but I think there's equally beautiful art about dissatisfaction and the dark side of our emotions that we don't always want to feel.
It gives them self-confidence. It helps with public speaking. So there are all of these other skills that are obtained through the process of participating in the program. But then for students who are pursuing creative and artistic careers, it really gives them a platform to practice those skills, leverage the connections that they make at the competition levels through regional, state, national levels, and gives them a great platform to launch their careers and go far beyond their wildest dreams.
Performing alliteration, rhyme, rhythm, and stanza animates and humanizes poetry text taught in high school curriculums. Poetry Out Loud aims to inspire deeper connections with the written word and perhaps a few future poets.
You can learn more about Poetry Out Loud, see the full list of poems, rules, and learn how to participate at poetryoutloud.org.